Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and of course, drop me a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys. It really does go a massive way to helping out the channel too. Now, this week, we're on issue number 67 of Combat Patrol magazine, and no, your eyes are not deceiving you. We have a repeat, don't we? So, issue 67 is part 1 of 2 of 10 Genestealer Cults Neophyte hybrids. So, exactly what was had a few issues ago. Obviously, the next issue, issue number 68, will be the other half to this. Now, I am going to quickly say as well, issue 68 may be next week. It may not be next week because obviously next week, Wednesday, is Christmas Eve. So, if it isn't here, it isn't here. So you may hear my voice next week. You may not hear my voice next week if you're a regular to the channel. But, you know, feel free to come back anytime. Anyway, so may or may not. If it isn't, it'll be out the week after, going into New Year, just before for like New Year's Eve, because that's not a bank holiday and everything's still like a normal day then. Although it isn't with Christmas Eve, but most people like to be a bit lazy on Christmas Eve. We'll see. Anyway, rambling on. Obviously, the next issue will have the other sprue and all the bases for these guys. Obviously, the way the magazine has decided to go with it is exactly the same image as last time. Now, the reason for that is they have not changed the data sheet or data card. So, you still have the same weapon stats, although there are things like a grenade launcher and stuff like that on there. So, they obviously want you to build it exactly the same as the last lot. So, you will have some actual carbon copy weaponry going on there. Personally, I don't like that. I like the fact that it has build options. It has things like a grenade launcher. It has different shotguns and assault rifles. The leader can have a pickaxe or he can have a chainsword, and I think there's another weapon in there as well that might be in there that you can have. You can have some slight variations here, there and everywhere throughout all these guys. That's what I personally like. I do not like having perfectly identical stuff. I say that considering my Leagues of Votann are near enough identical throughout all of the good old Halfkin Warriors, but it is what it is. I prefer a little bit of if there's variation to be had, I like variation in there. So it is what it is. But otherwise, should be really good fun. Obviously, you do have different heads, so you can go with the 10 reggy, more human-like heads, or you can go with the more mutated, elongated heads and stuff like that as much as possible. If you've got spare heads from the last one that you want to utilize on this one, you can do as well, so why not? Anyway, the build guide, very simple. It's exactly the same build guide as last time. You cannot go wrong with it. If you have already built your Neophyte hybrids from previous issues, you're not going to go wrong with building these guys because they're exactly the same. Literally mirror images. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, you know, pretty cool. They are, you know, it gives us a decent sized little combat patrol and army. If you're going to go for a Genestealer Cult army, it does give you a real good start as well because you have 20 Neophyte hybrids, your aberrants and stuff like that as well, your other hybrids, I can't remember what they're called. So you've already got a really good start of an army. You can build up from there, which is always really cool. Anyway, moving on from there, we have new fiction for this week as well. So this bit of fiction obviously carries over with the Astra Militarum and the Genestealer Cults. It is called Insurrection. So, as you can imagine, it's all about the uprising of a Genestealer cult. So, they are going to be causing a bit of trouble for the Guardsmen and the Astra Militarum from pretty much inside. So that's the way the genestealer cults like to work. They like to be a pain in the ass without you knowing that they're there. So it is what it is. But pretty cool stuff. I must admit, I've not read it yet, but this does intrigue me. A little bit of Astra Militarum and genestealer cults fiction actually intrigues me more than any of the fiction involving Space Marines, in all honesty, or Eldar or anyone like that. This is more my style. So, more grounded, more human, that type of stuff. That's what I like. Anyway, rambling on again. It's pretty decent, 4 pages, which, you know, is pretty good. It's a nice little story when it's on 4 pages. I appreciate that. I appreciate good bits of fiction where it carries on and it gives you a little bit more, and it's not super long and it's not, oh, part 1, 2, 15 and here, there and everywhere. I like it when it's a self-contained story, which is always really good fun. Anyway, moving on from there, we have a duplicate of the previous collect page for the genestealer cult Neophyte hybrids. Yeah, you can obviously give them the different unit name, the different background and all that type of stuff. Entirely up to you. It's your minis. Have fun with it or don't do any of it. It's entirely up to you. Obviously, on the other side, exactly the same data sheet as before. As I say, it does list certain weapons as well on here. So although there are things like the chainsword and stuff like that, it doesn't really mention those. Although it does have things like the close combat weapon and power weapon and stuff like that. So you have that kind of optional bit there-ish. There are things obviously missing from there. So for instance, the grenade launchers missing from off of there. Yeah, so entirely up to you. If you want to have the grenade launcher, you can, but you are missing its actual stats in there. So yeah, it's weighing up whether you want to do that or if you want to try and find the data sheet that has every weapon loadout that the genestealer cult Neophyte hybrids can have, or if you just want to stick to this. If you want to stick to this for simplicity reasons, I fully get it. That's, you know, that can be a very well worked out way of doing things. Keep it simple is sometimes the easiest thing to do, and the best thing to do sometimes as well. Anywho, moving on from there, we get a new campaign. Genestealer cults versus Space Marines on Scorched Earth. So, for this one, we're going to have a little bit of fun with good old Space Marines and Genestealer cults. Genestealer cults obviously being the thorn in the side of our good old Space Marines. Have a bit of fun with it. It can be quite good fun. Nice and easy, nice and good stuff. Obviously, track who wins, who loses, and everything like that, and move on. The next campaign we get is, you know, a shocker because it's genestealer cults versus Tyranids. So, now, this is not exactly normal. A genestealer cult army wouldn't necessarily completely go up against the Tyranids because, you know, they revere the Tyranids, but, you know, the Tyranids maybe turning up in the genestealer cults are not aware exactly what the Tyranids are, and, you know, not happy with the fact that they've been duped into believing that the Tyranids are there to, yeah, be their saviours and all that type of stuff, and be like a, you know, a new way of living. So, you know, is what it is. So on the other side, obviously we get 2 different shades of purple for your victories. Entirely up to you, but have a bit of fun with it, enjoy it. The main thing with these things is you can put whoever against whoever. If you're playing Combat Patrol against other people, you may have Ultramarines going up against the Iron Fists, for instance, or the Adeptus Sororitas going up against the Astra Militarum. Natural allies going up against each other, so you can have a bit of fun with it. Moving on from there, Obviously, we're getting a little bit more stuff to do with the Genestealer cult, so they want to give us more and more bits to do with the abilities and stuff like that. So, the Genestealer cults have an ability for ambushing. So, there are cult ambush markers, which are on the very, very back page, available for you to cut out if you want to. Obviously, if you are going to cut out, personally, I'll put them on a bit of card and cut around it on the card, because it can give you a little bit of a nice sturdy token as compared to, yeah, this flimsy stuff. But yeah, follow the instructions here. It will work out how the ambush works and everything like that, so you can utilize it properly and you get to have a little bit of fun with it, and obviously the tutorial on the other side for it as well. Moving on from there though, we get more of their rules, so they have specific rules for their combat patrol as well, including enhancements, secondary objectives and stratagems, as per usual with all the factions. They all have this, so you get to utilize that and have a bit of fun with it, and yeah, see how it works and how it's going to roll. So your enhancements, you have things like psionic shield and resonance stave that the magus has. Then you have your secondary objectives, including Rise Up and Will of the Patriarch on there. And for your stratagems, Defend the Magus, Lurking Killers, and Return to the Shadows as your stratagems for the Genestealer cults. So it's up to you how you want to go about playing it, and obviously that changes how the game runs for you. So, pretty cool stuff. Now, moving on. Next week, issue number 68, the other half of these Neophyte hybrids. That'll give us 20 in total, and obviously we'll get all the bases. And it'll probably give us a paint guide, because we need another paint guide for Neophyte hybrids, apparently. But yeah, it is what it is. Moving on from there, though, issue number 69 and 70, parts 1 and 2 of the Goliath Rock Grinder. Now, if you want a decent size Genestealer army, the Goliath Rock Grinder can make a couple of vehicles. So you can make the Rock Grinder and you can make a Rock Truck, if I remember rightly. So if you wanted to get yourself an extra one, you can do. It will save you money in the long run if you're going to go for a Genestealer army anyway, definitely. But otherwise, pretty cool stuff. And yeah, I must admit, I am actually looking forward to that. I quite like that vehicle. It should be really, really good fun to build and paint. Now, the one thing I will say is painting, obviously, them cautionary chevrons is going to be a little bit tricky. But you can get yourself some really, really good low-tack masking tape. That'll save you a massive, massive headache. Otherwise, trying to do it freehand, not very easy, in all honesty. But, you know, masking tape will work. It is what it is. Anywho, that is more than enough for me. Thank you so much for watching. I may be here next week. I may not be here next week. It all depends if issue 68 is here or not. We'll see. But for now, if I'm not here, obviously have a really, really Merry Christmas. Hope you get all the hobby goodies that you wanted. You know, as long as they're not too expensive and you're not broken somebody's bank account. If you're not celebrating Christmas, enjoy the time off and enjoy the, I was going to say, chaos that is this time of year. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for another good year here on YouTube. And here's to many more. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.